All right, so let's dive right into this whole TikTok ban thing that's been going on in the U.S.
Yeah.
It's it's one of those things where it's like a lot more than just like a headline you see in the
I
news.
think so.
We're talking about potentially like reshaping the whole social media world, right? And
Yeah.
I'm really interested to like unpack this with you and see like what it could actually mean for,
Absolutely.
all of
It
us.
really is a fascinating case study, kind of where technology and politics and even free speech all collide in a way.
Yeah,
We had this recent federal court decision that basically upheld this law that's saying that ByteDance, TikTok's parent company,
right.
which is based in China, they have to sell the app by January 19th or face a ban in the US.
January 19th. Whoa, that's like right around the corner.
It is.
That's crazy. And we're talking about 170 million American users.
Yeah,
Like the impact of that would be absolutely huge.
absolutely.
And what's even more interesting to me is that incoming President Trump, who remember he tried to ban TikTok back in 2020.
Right.
Now he's hinting that he might reverse the ban after taking office.
Exactly. And it's pretty unusual
Yeah.
for an incoming president to even think about overturning a decision that is
Yeah.
this significant. It really shows just how politically complex this whole thing is.
Yeah.
You've got U.S. officials who are really concerned about TikTok and the potential threat to national security.
Oh yeah, I can see why they would be concerned.
They talk about the alleged links between TikTok management and the Chinese government
Right.
and the fear that all this user data could be shared with China.
Yeah.
And there's even this worry that China could manipulate the information that Americans see on the platform.
I get that. I mean, I think about how much time I spend, just scrolling through TikTok
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah,
And it does make you wonder, like,
for sure.
where is all that going? What's happening with all that data?
Exactly.
But TikTok and ByteDance, they're really pushing back hard on this.
Absolutely. They're arguing that this law is unconstitutional,
Yeah.
that it violates free speech rights, and it's all based on what they call speculative concerns.
Okay.
They say it's a huge departure from America's usual stance of supporting an open internet,
Right.
which is basically this idea that there should be free and unrestricted access to online content.
Okay, so it's like national security versus free speech
Yeah,
with like millions of users caught in the middle.
exactly.
So what about the law itself? Like, what does it actually say? It sounds pretty intense.
It is. This law was signed by President Biden back in April, and it really aims to block Americans from getting on TikTok.
Wow.
It says app stores like Apple and Google, they can't offer it.
Really?
And even internet hosting services can't support it.
That's a big deal.
It is. The only way out for ByteDance is to sell TikTok by that January 19th deadline.
Right.
Although the president could extend it by 90 days if they're making progress on finding a buyer.
Wow, so that's like a pretty strong stance they're taking.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you wonder, like, could this set a precedent for banning other foreign-owned apps down the line? Like, what does this mean for the future of internet freedom in general?
Those are the big questions.
Yeah.
This case really has the potential to change how we think about online access and how we think about data in our digital world.
Yeah.
It brings up these really real dilemmas about how to balance national security and individual liberties in this online space.
Yeah, that's super interesting.
But there's another side to this story that we need to look at too.
Okay.
This isn't just about these abstract principles.
Yeah.
It's about real people and the economic impacts this could have.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah,
TikTok is a place where people earn a living, like creators.
exactly.
Brands connect with consumers, businesses, big and small, find new customers.
Right.
So a ban would totally like ripple through that whole digital economy.
Absolutely. We're talking potentially lost revenue for creators,
Yeah.
fewer advertising opportunities for businesses, and even job losses in the tech sector.
Yeah, like that's a whole other can of worms.
It is.
Yeah. And like think about the people who use TikTok for, for like community and for connection.
Right.
Like a ban could be really disruptive to that whole aspect of it.
Exactly. It's kind of ironic.
Yeah.
You have this platform designed to bring people together, but it might end up pushing them apart.
Yeah.
And there's this whole other question of like, what if TikTok actually disappears from the US?
Right.
Like what comes in to fill that space? Does another platform pop up and will it get the same level of attention?
Yeah.
This whole thing with TikTok, it's not just about competition between companies.
Right.
It's about government stepping in and these national security worries.
Yeah. And could this like set an example for other governments around the world?
Yeah.
Like, could we see more actions against foreign-owned apps,
right.
especially those from countries with different political systems or, different ideologies.
It's definitely possible. We might be going into this whole new era of internet regulation.
Yeah.
Where national interests start playing a bigger role in how the digital world looks.